Hi, I'm Maria Thea Harris-Silvelos on social media. Welcome back to Sober 50 podcast to celebrate reaching 40,000 followers on Instagram. Grab a cuppa and celebrate with us this weekend.
So Organised Style podcast acknowledges traditional owners of country throughout Australia. We pay our respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures and to the elders past, present and emerging.
Thanks for joining us on Sober 50 podcast on So Organised Style. So Over 50 intersects with all communities. We're a community that is so over ageism. Sandy is here for this special podcast to help us celebrate achieving 40,000 followers. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Maria.
It's really great that Sober 50 is at 40,000 followers and that you're here to talk to us about it.
I know, unbelievable, isn't it? I remember when we had 3,000 and we thought, I think we've peaked, but we've gone on to bigger and better, haven't we?
Definitely. You and Judith have done so much work with a lot of support from across the community. So 40,000 followers is a great way to recognise all of that work that's been done.
A lot of work, a lot of support from our community. They're always kind, get back to us with a lot of comments. We love having our guest editors that give us a lot of support. Any people who want to do a guest editor post, we'd love to have you. And yes, we decided to have a celebration. We love celebrating our milestones. So we've done, I think, 20, 25, 30, 35, and now we've been watching that milestone for 40 and we thought, what are we going to do? So Judith and I, behind the scenes, have been concocting up this one for the weekend. And we've done it for a reason. So we're not doing a challenge, we're doing a competition. And we are setting up a post and asking people to tell us their style, their sewing style, in 3 words. That's all you have to do and comment below. And do you know why we're doing comments and not a challenge, Maria?
No, Sandy, please tell me what the difference is and why.
Well, the reason is we have a lot of private followers. Many, many thousands. And of course, we can't see them unless we're following them, and we can't follow them all. Yep. If we have a challenge, we still don't see them because even if a private follower uses a hashtag, we can't see them. So if we do a competition where people can comment below, you can see private followers' comments.
Oh.
Isn't that good? That's up there for thinking. And that way, we'll get all of our community who want to be involved, that's private and public accounts, who just comment below, and they will be in the draw for our 30 plus prizes that we're offering from our lovely sponsors.
Well, that's a really good way for everybody to be involved and in a very safe space too.
Yes. Well, they just have to do the 3 comments, and I think it'll be fascinating to see what people come up with and how they define themselves. Have you thought of any, Maria? Because you've known a little bit about this before we started.
It's interesting when you have to describe yourself in 3 words. So tell us a bit more about that.
Right, it's just your sewing style or how you see your sewing style. Mine is colourful, and then I change mine to learner because every time I sew something, I learn something, even if it's through my mistakes. Mm-hmm. And the other one is distracted. I can distract myself from anything and wonder, how did I get here?
I think a lot of people can identify with distracted because there is so much content and so much sharing on Sober 50 that you might be working on a project and you'll see all of these other inspiring makes that just keep your sojo going.
Yes, that's exactly how Sober 50 operates. We just go through the tag and we get so much inspiration and ideas from our followers using our tag Sober 50 because that's the one that we check daily and go through. And, of course, that's been used 164,000 times now. So there's a lot of inspiration there and we get a lot of ideas and we just keep going, and people always say, how do you come up with these ideas? And we always say, we're not that original, but there you go.
It's all good.
What we're doing this weekend is we're releasing the challenge on Friday UK time, and people have all weekend to enter just once only. There are 3 descriptors, and then we will be closing that competition on
Sunday
at midnight British time. And then on Monday, we will do the draw and we will get out to the winners about that. So I think it's a fair way to have maximum involvement with our private and public followers and having lots of prizes, which is great.
That's really good. And it's a competition that you only have to enter in once. You don't have to make anything.
Yes, you don't have to make anything, just purely for fun. All our milestone events have been just for fun, which was the caption. This one we had tag a buddy for a sew along, and then we gave out 2 prizes, and then they could make it together. Our milestone posts or in celebrations have always been fun, not a sewing challenge. So, so that's what we're doing this weekend. And, of course, we're doing a live. So whether people will catch up with that or not, it's the first time we're doing this. So we're sort of babes in the wood on this and deer in the headlights. So I tell you what's good about it is we're giving it a go. And that's what we really want to inspire with our community is we might be older, but we're not going to be left behind. And you have to give things a go. And most times it works out and you surprise yourself. So we hope that we inspire people through giving it a go with our live. Judith's currently on holidays at the moment, but she's going to catch up with us for that.
Great.
And I've got a little surprise for her in the live, which she'll probably just be a little bit agog about, but I'm not telling anyone.
Tell us about the live event. What are the details? Where do we have to be?
Well, you just have to be online at the top of your feed at 7:30 GMT on Friday, and you just have to tap it and you'll be with us for that. And I'll be doing it with So Over 50 account, and I'll be tapping and letting Judith in so that we will co-host it together.
You know, if people have been on a live event before, you'll know that you can type in comments, that you can hit the heart, you know, if there's something that's being said, and both Sandy and Judith will see all of that feedback. It's going to be a busy live event.
I think it might be. Apparently you can't save the comments afterwards. So that's a bit sad, but that's okay. I mean, seeing that happen will be very exciting, and it's a great way for us to all connect all over the world. It'll be 5:30 a.m. for me, so I will dress for the event.
You can't pick a time that everyone will be awake, but, you know, it's great that Silver 50 is using the live ability on Instagram. You know, a lot of people have commented that they've learnt about Instagram through So Over 50.
Well, we do a lot on Instagram tips, and I think that's been one of our successful avenues that we've explored because it brings people along and, of course, engages people more. So that's the beauty part of Instagram. The more you know about it, the more you can engage, the more you make friends. That's one of our aims, is the connectedness through So Over 50. And who would have thought that we'd get 40,000 followers? I mean, it's just unbelievable. We are the largest active sewing community on Instagram. It's huge. It comes with a lot of responsibility.
Sandy, how do you feel now that So Over 50 has now got 40,000 followers after the call out that Gillian put out on Socialist back in 2018?
2018 was when Gillian, Crafting a Rainbow, put out the call, and Judith answered it. And we can't thank Gillian enough, because that was the little seed that sowed this mighty community. And Gillian was one of the co-editors and instigators of Socialist, which unfortunately finished up last year. And we were very upset, Judith and I, because we regarded them as our mothership, and it was sort of like we were set asunder, like the 3 little pigs kicked out of the nest, and we were all alone, because we actually did depend on them for quite a bit of advice. But we can't thank Gillian enough, really, because she was the one who just sowed that little seed. Judith took it. There were rumblings in the community. Susan wrote a blog about mature testers not being recognised, only younger testers' photos being published. And there were other people around at the same time. So, yes, that little seed just grew into this fantastic community.
It's a wonderful community. And again, thank you to Gillian, who planted that seed.
She certainly did, yeah.
The lovely thing is you've got input from a lot of people across the community.
Yes.
You know, with the guest posts and stories.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Really, we're facilitators, so that even that big event in London at the Stitch Festival, that went ahead without Judith and I. We had Susan Young operating behind the scenes, organising the volunteers. So what we want to get through to people is it's not the Judith and Sandy show, it's your show, and we are just making this a stage for you to connect. And I mean, that Stitch Festival was fabulous for our followers. They got up on the catwalk, they met in the So Over 50 lounge that was provided. That was fabulous. I mean, all that signage was just brilliant. I didn't expect that. When it came up, I went, whoa, this is looking so professional. was really heartening because so many people put up photos of the days that they were there, and can't thank the volunteers enough who sat around and had a chat and made new friends and connected. And yeah, a great event. I'd love to go to it.
I mean, it was lovely to see the photos first come up early in the weekend and then videos, and you can still go back and have a look at them.
Yes, well, if people want to look at the video of the parade, Citrus TV, Tree has put it up so you can watch the parade there, and many of our Sober 50 are in there. But yes, I'd go back and have a look and put the challenge out there to Sober 50 followers. Be engaged in your community if there are events like this. Obviously, there are a lot of us out there who do want to connect.
Sandy, is there anything else that you'd like to let listeners know about what they could do in supporting the 40,000 followers celebration?
Wouldn't it be lovely if they were posting this weekend, if in their post they mentioned us and described themselves, their descriptors in their post or in their stories, and let people know about our celebration and that it's open to all. That's another thing. It's open to all ages, all our challenges, competitions, etc. It's open to everyone. That'd be great if they followed through with that. I'd love to see that.
Listeners, as Sandy said, all Sail Over 50 competitions and challenges are open to everyone because Sail Over 50 intersects with all communities. So please get involved this weekend.
Fabulous.
Sandy, thank you again for coming onto the podcast to tell people about the 40,000 followers celebration this weekend.
Thanks, Maria, for this opportunity. And now it's fingers crossed for the live.
I know it will go splendidly.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And have a lovely day, listeners. This episode of So Over 50 podcast on So Organised Style was produced by me, Maria Theoharis, with permission of Sandy, sound by bensound.com. You can subscribe to So Organised Style podcast, spelt with an S, not a Z, on all good podcast apps. Make sure you go back and listen to our free So Over 50 podcast archive. And if you can, consider supporting the production of this podcast on Patreon. We look forward to joining you in your sewing room next time. Stay safe, everyone.